Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today, two warring nations stare across the Mediterranean, shaking their fists at one another as Vivi, playing as the Berbers in blue, prepares to take on Liereyy, playing as the Italians in red. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Berbers are a civilization that pushes players into the four welcoming legs of cavalry. All stable units are 15% cheaper in Castle, 20% cheaper in Imperial. Their camel units can be upgraded to regenerate HP, and their castles can be upgraded to work 25% faster. Both of these features, by the way, strongly benefit their first unique unit, the Camel Archer. This is a mounted archer with a good amount of HP, great speed, and an attack bonus against cavalry archers. Now, starting in the Castle Age, the Berbers can also train a second unique mounted unit, the Genitor. Think of this as a mounted skirmisher that comes with more HP but less range, and does cost a little bit more food than the usual skirmisher. Now, to help you get your economy up and running as fast as possible, Berber villagers do move 5% faster in the Dark Age, and then 10% faster after that. Let's take a look at the Italians to the north quadrant of the map, where we have them being played in red by Liereyy. Very much a cost-cutting civilization. Their university technologies are cheaper, advancing to the next age is cheaper, and their gunpowder units, you got it, cheaper as well. Using all of their saved resources, the Italians can actually, also like the Berbers, field two unique units. Unlike the Berbers, though, whose two unique units are mounted, these are bipedal. The first, the Genoese crossbowman, is a pretty decent foot archer with a good attack bonus against cavalry, which may be bad news bears for our mounted civilization. The second is the Condottiero, a quick-moving, tanky infantry unit with not only a massive attack bonus against gunpowder units, but also added bonus armor against certain gunpowder units in the game. Now, to make their units last even longer on the field of battle, all Italian foot archers, except for skirmishers, and their Condottieri can be upgraded to get extra +1/+1 armor. And starting in Imperial, you can actually train Condottieri out of your barracks without requiring any kind of upgrade. So unlike the Goths, unlike the Huns, this is an automatic feature, which again builds into the cost-cutting nature of the Italian civilization. So these are the two civs we've got before us. These are the two fantastic players. I am very excited to see the Berbers. We saw them recently. Always fun to see, very quick on their feet, or I should say on their hooves. The Italians, a little bit of a slower civilization, but one that can potentially be incredibly powerful, especially if taking on a mounted civ, especially if stone is not an issue. Castles go up, Genoese crossbows pop up, and all of a sudden, if you haven't seen a Genoese crossbow take down cavalry units, hopefully we get to see it, because you will be in for a treat. It is an absolute badass unit at taking down many kind of mounted. Now let's take a look at the map that we are working with today. Attack path between the bases, pretty much A to B, with a annoyingly placed lake, a small little forest, a relic, and a tiger in the center. So pretty much a clear path on both sides of the bases. North side of the Berber base pretty open, south side of the Italian base pretty open. We'll see who decides to aggress against who. Vivi's base, both his primary stone and his primary gold very much exposed in the forward position. What does he have to the back? A second patch of gold and a very annoying forest. Lately, Arabia has been spawning these odd, very thin, annoying forests. Why do I say annoying? Because placing down lumber camps is very inefficient when you have a forest like this. You have to place a number of them if you really want to maximize. Unless, I guess, you're the Georgians, the Armenians, then you can just move your donkey a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. But that is a very annoying forest shape. Extra gold, extra stone also to the forward position. So out of the 5 main resources, I should say maybe starting resources, 4 of them are very much in the exposed open forward position of Vivi's base. So not fantastic. 2 small flanking forests to the left, to the right. We'll see whether or not he expands his lumber industry to the rear, as we saw with that really ugly forest, or if he goes left or north. We'll see. For the meantime, our Italian is looking for the Berber. Will he find him? Ooh, if only it was feudal and your line of sight was a little bit better, but doesn't matter. Might discover a TC if he takes a bit of arrow fire. Liereyy, let's see. Moves in. Yeah, arrow fire begins. Oh, Vivi with the Viper-like quick reflexes, does manage to peel off 3 whole hit points from this scout, but Lierey's not leaving. He wants those villagers garrisoned inside. He wants them unproductive, and now he's trying to get the TC to accidentally hit the sheep. On the other side of the map, it looks like our Berber has also discovered where our Italian is. Let's take a quick look at the Italian base. Oh, maybe not. Villager down. Are these Liereyy skipped loom? Ooh, that is bad news bears for these villagers. He might get another kill here. He does get another kill. Our Berber coming out swinging with 2 villager kills, taking advantage of the Italians' quicker uptime. Let's see. No real reason, I think, to skip loom if you're the Italians, because you do not need 500 resources, remember, to go up to Feudal Age. You only need 425, which means you can generally go up a little bit quicker than your opponent, but damn, that is not a good start for our Italian in red. That being said, our Berber, for a few seconds, was housed, which does give us an opportunity. Primary gold, very exposed to the front. Ooh, okay, and I like this. Extra gold, primary stone, nice and secure to the back. Also a nice, decent forest to the back, a relic, and a neutral patch of gold. Oh, man, this Italian base is very delicious for now, but the secondary stone, look how far forward it is. And where's your third gold? Kind of off to the side and exposed. And look at our Berber carving off a decent big old chunk of the map for himself. And now it is the Italians' turn to run into here and try to get something done. I suspect loom very much gotten by our Berber, who does end up losing his... I'm not sure if that's the original scout or what, but a scout has gone down. And now these 3 with their 1 kill will run away, perhaps keeping the Berber pinned back for now, as more reinforcements are streaming across the map. Another reinforcement across the map. Okay, so our Italian is making an issue of this. Says, you know what? You're going to get 2 of my villagers. And by the way, he's down 2 villagers. Let me see what I can get done on your side of the map. But you have loom. Tell me he's gotten loom by now, right? Yeah, okay. I saw his gold at 50 should have told me without needing to look that he got loom. Spearman braves the town center. Okay. Cojones of steel on this one Spearman, as he just absolutely doesn't give a flying F. But these scouts might give a flying F if they overstay their welcome against 2 Spearmen, whose attack reduces 18 HP off of this very weak 45 HP unit. Another small battle, another couple of whacks at this Berber light cavalry force. Now remember, unlike the Magyars, for example, whose stable discounts are not as broad as the Berbers, the Magyars' discount really is only for their scout line units. So scouts like have hussars and so forth. Well, I guess not and so forth, just scouts unit like having hussars. The Berber discount is for everything that comes out of their stable. And by the way, they get a lot in their stable, missing only basically paladins. But that only kicks in Castle Age. So right now, our Berber is paying full price for all of these scouts to keep pace with the Italian. Not that the Italian gets a discount on these units, but for now, not too sure what the hell the name of the game is for now. Both players not really banking any serious resources. It looks like our Italian does have 440 food, 77 gold. And again, remember, Liereyy does not need 800, 200. He needs 680 and 170. So he is 140 food and 100 gold away from clicking up to Castle Age. And if he does so, which very much seems like he will in the next minute or so, might be very bad for our Berber, because if your opponent is in Castle Age or has already clicked up to Castle Age, get back to work, lazy villagers. You ideally want to keep the pressure on their side of the map while you gather your resources and go up to Castle Age. But if your opponent's inside your base, literally inside your base, feeling you in from the inside, or feeling you up from the inside, that's not good at all. Because while you're occupied here, infrastructure will go down, units will start streaming across the map. Our Italian base completely open. I didn't mean to get all pervy there, but I didn't know how else to to say it. Okay, but here we go. Never mind. Our Italian clicks up, but at the very same time loses a scout. Look at them lying side by side, Romeo and Juliet scouts here. And now he tries to take the high ground. He knows he's not long for this world with these scouts, but okay. With the high ground, again, the high ground. He is managing to pick off a significant number of units, but ultimately 17 minutes into the game, the rear end penetration, again, don't mean it to sound dirty, but I don't know how else to say it, is over. The pain is stopped, and now our Berber is free to move forward. Little does he know that Liereyy is only a minute and 20 seconds away from hitting the penultimate age, the castle age. Wall off to the left. Okay, absolutely nothing to the right. Gold exposed with the exception of one spearman who might hold the line against two very injured scouts, but not against three of his fellow spearman members. Three fellow members of the Age of Empires Spearmen Association. But out pop three archers, and in 30 seconds, we'll see whether or not our Italian does upgrade them to something a little bit more meaty, a little bit more serious. For now, neither player really having very much of an army, and our Berber double wall with stone. Vivi, be still my heart. This is absolutely epic. I don't think I've ever seen a pro player wall off with stone. And by the way, using the opportunity, the distraction, our Berber has returned with his two scouts, but these villagers are having none of it. They are not at all interested in your knocking on their door and seeing if they want to buy what you're selling. They attack immediately. And now the small force, Botkin and crossbow, the usual combo being completed here for our Italian. And now he's got crossbows with +2 attack and +2 range, which may wreak a little bit of havoc. Not too much havoc. Let's say like a havoc with a lowercase h, because there's only 4 of them. Second TC going up for our Italian to the rear. Has the Berber seen it? He has not. Oh, that is a little bit sour. That's a little bit sour, not seeing it on stone, because now you don't know that there's potentially a castle drop coming, or maybe a defensive castle. We'll see who, again, I still don't know who's going to be the aggressive player here. It really does seem like our Italian is pushing in significantly, at least for the first 17 minutes of the game, and being first to castle, he's now pushing in here as well. See if he can get a third villager kill. Remember, all university technologies are a third cheaper, so there is no excuse for these crossbowmen not to have ballistics. And by the way, I like that with Capture Age now you can see the reduced cost. 200 133 instead of 300 200. That's pretty cool. I like these quality of life upgrades from Capture Age. Not 1 but 2 archery ranges going up for our Berber. We'll see how he decides to contest these crossbowmen who have kind of inserted themselves into a bit of an alley here. Not that our Berber can, but one mangonel should be able to shoo this entire force away. But to be fair, Liereyy, with his multi-minute castle age advantage, is not really doing very much to damage this Berber economy, which is so rich. They're adding a third town center. Bloodlines? A third town center? My goodness, that's not a town center. And now a 4th archery range. Genitors? I see bloodlines. You rarely see genitors. They are such a cool unit. Wall off starting to really get completed. Okay, so our Italian base has now been walled in. Although, is it walled in? Yeah, okay, now it's full on walled in. But, here we go. Berber in castle. No, pardon me. It's camels and cavalry archers. I thought we were going to get to... I was so excited. I think you could hear it in my voice how excited I was that we were going to get to see genitors, but unfortunately, we are... Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Cavalry archers are like the new meta. It's like the new sexy unit of 2024. It used to be the Manaspa. Everybody wanted to be seen with a Manaspa. You go, you get your picture taken in front of a nice wall, where Instagrammable wall with a Manaspa armor on. Now it's all of a sudden cavalry archers. Nope. There's a single Genitor being trained. Okay, so our Berber is literally throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent, who has shown up here no longer with 4 crossbowmen. He has gone up to 9, has our Italian. Still no ballistics, despite its reduced cost. And now 4 more Genitors are being trained. Super cool unit. I don't know how this guy's arm doesn't get tired. He literally travels around the world holding his spear at the ready, and yet never gets tired. So what are we working with here? We've got a camel. We've got 9 cav archers. We've got 5 genitors and a spearman still hanging out here from the Feudal Age. I love that Liereyy is picking off the expensive units. He's picking off the cav archers. Let's keep an eye on these the blue units HP. Yeah, he's going 100% for the cav archers. You know what would help here for our Italian? A little upgrade. It rhymes with schmalistics, but a Malorpian also not bad here. We'll shoo away this ranged blue force. At the end of the day, kill count remains eerily similar, 14 to 15. Those 2 villager kills we saw in the beginning of the game remain the only 2 villager kills, and no, they're not gonna be the only 2 villager kills for long. Not with openings in your base. 2 conversions. We've got an Italian genitor, an Italian cav archer. All it cost them were 2 monks, and that is an expensive trade there for our Italian, and is in fact our Berber, who's getting ballistics, husbandry, and also getting his villagers up to snuff, up to par with the Italian villagers with wheelbarrow. Our Italian, no more upgrades at the moment. Seems to be a bit of a attack in the front. The Scorpion needs to back the hell away so that the gate can shut. And now all of a sudden our Berber is running around, returning the favor, getting all up in the Italian guts with his genitors. This army not exactly scary. This follow-up with the Siege Workshop a little bit scarier. Okay, blue backs away, leaving these genitors basically to be on their own. They do get another villager kill, 2 more villager kills. Villager kill total is 4. And like skirmishers, these guys do have a minimum range, which I think this force of crossbows was trying to enter. Has Red caught any indication? No, he hasn't. There's also a few cavalry archers moving to the north as well. Oh no, another dead villager here for Red. Possibly even more. He's risking the villagers for the university. I guess he didn't even have a university to research ballistics from. Well, there you go. Not every day you see villagers risking their lives for a university, but man, they are dedicated to knowledge. They are dedicated. Looks like a bit of a confrontation in the front of the base, but the converted genitor is chasing. I can't peel my eyes off of the genitor, who should get the cav archer. Looks like that original Scorpion has died. A few more are replacing him. Mangonel does have 1 kill, I suspect. It is that one Scorpion. Castle, are you almost done? You are. You're at 93, 94%. And there is ballistics, 18 seconds away from completion. There are the Ninja Turtles, the Genoese crossbows, who when they walk have their giant Pavis shields on their backs, which always makes me laugh. Well, maybe not laugh, maybe like a chuckle. And there is the Italian going up to Imperial Age. The Italians, like the Byzantines, you always have to be wary of them hitting Imperial Age a lot earlier than you, a lot quicker than you. Unless you're like the Malay or the Khmer or one of these civilizations that has a related bonus to going up to the next stage. Just like the Byzantines pay 1/3 less for going up to Imperial, the Italians pay 15% less for going up to all of the next stages. Another villager kill does cost him a few of his cav archers. Another villager kill. Oh, this is real bad for our Italian. He, luckily for him, has expanded to 3 town centers. 2 extra. Our Berber, very much a 1 TC all in at the moment. His base, if you can see the minimap, streaming units across, a couple of villagers coming in as well. He is 100 or so stone away from getting up his own castle. The Mangonels have inserted themselves here as well. Villagers running, but there's nowhere to run to here. This is 1 town center for 30 villagers. And you can only fit 15 at the inn tonight. Let's see if the knight, oh, just barely. So it's not a castle, it is just to repair the Mangonels, these forward villagers. But I suspect now with the 650 stone, there's not a question of if, but when this Berber castle will go up. Ninja Turtles are out. They are walking very, very slowly towards their destination, which is all of these mounted units. Let's take a look at their attack bonuses. +4 camel, +5 cavalry, +5 war elephant, and oddly enough, +4 ship. Okay, Vivi not exactly contesting the construction of this castle, but with one mangonel does shoo away the villagers. Still more units streaming across the map. Where is this castle going? That is a bit of a take my foot off the gas pedal move by the Berber. I get you don't want to contest this location with this castle, but you kind of have to with your castle, no? You do have currently the stronger position. Not if you lose this mangonel, though. It does cost him a few of the Genoese. And now he's got to get the hell out of here. Oh, no. Okay. He's still up here with a couple of cav archers. They've gotten 8 kills total. 3 of those are villagers. Siege Workshop is under attack by a castle with Bracer. Our Italian, like I said earlier, is in Imperial. Farms look like they got canceled, deleted. And now we're going Elite Skirmisher for our Berber, who is jacking a whole lot of wood without anywhere to drop that wood off. Tiger springs into action. Last thing you want as you're trying to apply as much pressure as possible is to have to look to the other side of the map and deal with a silly, silly tiger. So this is going to be very interesting. 2 counter units facing each other. The Genoese crossbow against the Genitor. The battle of the G's. Oh, interesting. All right. Like a 90s East Coast, West Coast feud here. Although I guess it would be North Coast, South Coast. Because the Genitor does come with cavalry armor, making it susceptible to that attack. Oh, speaking of susceptible to attack, 2 Italian Trebs, a 3rd on the way. And again, I question the location of this one castle here. That being said, army count is still 18 to 10. Vivi is catching up slowly but surely in the villager count just by virtue of having killed 41 Italian villagers. All they wanted to do was press some tomatoes, eat some delicious homemade pasta, and I am being very stereotypical right now as all 3 Trebs begin their bombardment of this castle. And I don't know that our Berber with 100 stone in his pocket can keep this up. Not against 3 castles. He definitely cannot. He definitely does not. And here we go. Numbers here for our Berber. But he is starting to lose to the light cavalry. The light cavalry with their decent armor and a +1 on that armor should be able to take out the last of these units. Those 2 cavalry archers somehow snuck their way into the Genitor force. What is happening over here? How the hell did the Genitor get a villager? Like I said, these are basically glorified skirmishers on horses. This is what a missionary is to a monk, is a Genitor to a skirmisher. But look at this. Vivi is returning home. The earth itself cries at his anguish and throws a tiger into his path. And now his army is being harassed on the retreat. 3 Trebs moving forward. Vivi is nowhere close to going up to Imperial. And what looked like a very, very impressive pressing into the Italian base. Again, 43 dead villagers is starting to look very the other way, to put it. Light cavalry are going to try to swarm a camel. We'll see if they can actually get him. No, I guess we won't see if they can actually get him, because Liereyy takes the W. Vivi says, you know what? Okay, I tried. I did my best. What an absolute boss hold out of our Italian. The castle to the front, forcing our Berber to pivot north. The castle not denied forces our Berber out of this location, which forces the battle up here. The last place you want to be attacking is just the flank. And then he loses his entire army, does not even have a 1/3 of the resources he needs to go up to Imperial Age. Does manage to add a few kills of his own, a few villager kills, went from 2 to 4 with these 2 quarry miners. But the center is being overwhelmed now. Now you're dealing with 17 Genoese crossbows, and you've trained yourself a big old mounted army. And yeah, that's what happens when you train a big old mounted army against a unit with an attack bonus against mounted units. UGG and Liereyy with the absolute epic hold. And Vivi, like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. The location of the castle, was it ideal? It looks like he kind of wanted to take advantage of this boil looking high ground here. Kind of a, I don't know, this is like a gout, like the map has gout or something. Did want to take advantage of the high ground, but I wonder if he should have contested the castle and fought this one. At the very least, left a single villager to repair that mangonel behind the monastery so that those Genoese crossbows couldn't kill it, or at least pay a price, heavier price than they did to kill it. But that is neither here nor there. What an absolute epic hold out of Liereyy, despite losing those 2 villagers early on in the game. By the way, decent comeback from Vivi in terms of economy, but we've seen this so often in Age of Empires. When a player goes all in one town center, things don't exactly go the way the player wants, in the sense that they don't do the exact damage that they want to get done. And then they're like, oh, okay, fine, I'll transition to economy instead of the 1 TC all in. And I feel like 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, that just doesn't work out for the player. Now, that's, of course, anecdotally. I haven't watched all, 75,000 games that were played last week. So I can't really tell you if that's a statistic or not, just a gut feeling. Let me know if you agree, disagree. But at the end of the day, despite losing 2 villagers, keeping the pressure to the back of the base was decent. Hitting Castle Age earlier was decent. Hitting Imperial Age before your opponent even has a third of the resources to hit Imperial Age is super decent. But most decent is the hold. And like I said earlier, the villagers sacrificing themselves for a university is a pretty fun little thing that happened here in this game. I don't think I've ever seen, to get a castle up, I've seen players sacrifice 60, 70 villagers, but I've never seen them sacrifice for a university. I guess he really agreed with me that ballistics was #1 priority here. And ballistics he got immediately. Cav archers, genitors, and dismounted genitors take on Genoese, light cav, and crossbows. PKPM very relaxed for Vivi. PKPM not very relaxed for Liereyy. I mean, what the hell was he doing at the 10-second mark? I mean, his fingers must have been going click, 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 click. Crazy. 10 seconds in, 25 seconds in. So both players getting their economies up and running, their settlements in Dark Age, the most strenuous activity in the game for them. All 4 resources going to our Italian. Just a bit more stone, about 2,000 more gold. Half of that is in the 2 relics that he got. At 5,000, let's say 4,000 more food and a little bit more wood. Just on the whole, a little bit here, a little bit there does add up to about a 20% bigger economy. Militarily, 2 conversions, 6 raisings, 2 raisings, not really playing any significant role. Kill count, 43 dead villagers, and it's not every day that you lose 43 villagers that, #1, you end the game with a W, and then #2, end the game with a W with more villagers than your opponent. But Liereyy, for the longest time, had his 3 town centers up, while Vivi just had his 1. And I wonder if all of the various small little moments where Vivi took his foot off the gas pedal ultimately did cost him the building of the extra town centers. This is 550 wood, 200 stone that you are diverting away from the war effort. And, that's a lot of units you can train here based on your army composition of cav archers, skirmishers, and genitors, and infrastructure that you could have used that wood for. The stone definitely could have used for a million different purposes. But ultimately, wow, what a fun game from the very beginning. Like I said, the loss of those 2 villagers here, the opening of the base that was here earlier. Where was it? I forget if it was somewhere here. I think it was somewhere here, right? Where those units came in, the blue units, and started killing villagers. I thought Liereyy was in a huge amount of trouble, but put his head down, got his economy up and running, triple the economy production of his opponent, who has on 1 TC for the longest time, repelled the Berber incursion, and ultimately the Berber couldn't keep up, and on the retreat, he's losing even more villagers, and of the 94 he has, maybe 3 or 4 more will die, but that doesn't really matter. Now the Italian war machine has been started. The keys are inside the machine. The foot is firmly pressed on the gas pedal, and now it is Red's turn to start streaming units across the map over and over. And like I said, you got the absolute boss counter unit here in the Genoese, not even elite. I think their attack bonus against cavalry might jump to a +7 when they're elite, which is a ridiculous attack bonus for an archer to have against anything. but now the war machine is on your front step, hiding behind their shield as they fire their crossbows. Somehow there's 4 units here. I thought we dealt with stacking in Age of Empires. To me, this looks like 2 units, but I see 1, 2, 3 here, one on top of the other, literally hanging off of one another. And it's with the Genoese crossbow, the hold, and the economic superiority, the earlier castle, earlier imperial, that our Italian takes the W. But GG in a very fun back and forth seesaw game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.